Yes, well, tonight mud is just covering all of the sidewalks as well as the streets. But earlier today, you could see water just rushing down the street. It flooded all of the people's homes and was about halfway up on the car doors. Take a listen.
Oh my goodness.
Tonight we saw inside the homes near 33rd Street and Ocean View in Logan Heights.
We've just been shoveling water for 6 hours, 8 hours.
Many of their cars are no longer working from the floodwaters. They showed us photos when the water was at its highest point. What was it like for you to see that happening?
Scary.
You were worried about your chicken?
And all this was just washed up.
Carolyn didn't want to show her face on camera, but says she's lived in her home for more than 50 years.
Everything is just soaked.
Today, her 95-year-old mother was stuck on her chairlift inside as the flooding began.
The city is responsible for this whole mess. And that's all I have to say.
She feared clogged drains on their street would result in extreme flooding like we saw today.
I went to the mayor's office. I went to District 8. I called stormwater. I even called Caltrans. What's happening, we're parallel to the Children's Creek, okay? And if stuff's back up there, it will flow over in here.
Tonight, we brought her concerns to Mayor Todd Gloria.
So our stormwater department performs this work all year round.
He says the city deployed employees to clear stormwater drains and complete other prep work prior to this storm.
I think what's happened today was an extraordinary amount of rain in a very short amount of time, and that's something that we need to continue to work on.
He says the emergency declaration will help the city access money that can help with response. The city has also activated its Emergency Operations Center. The American Red Cross has also set up an evacuation center at Lincoln High School for people who have been displaced by the flooding.
Just praying for everybody out there. Hope you guys get everything back safe and hope this doesn't happen again.
And tonight I did reach out to the city's stormwater department to get more information about the drains and flooding in this area, and they said they are working to get us more information. Reporting live in Logan Heights, Jasmine Ramirez, CBS 8.
Thanks, Jasmine. We turn now to Chief Meteorologist Carlene Chavis for a first look at your microclimate forecast tonight.
Carlene, you're saying that it's a lot calmer tonight, but boy, the rain sure did come down heavy on an already saturated ground.
Very much so, and literally just finished updating all the records. I had to make two different graphics because we had that many records that were impacted for today for just daily rainfall totals. So when we look at the last 3 days, we had quite a bit of rain. As mentioned, before we even got to this morning, we were already saturated because the rain started over the weekend. When we take a look at the last 3 days, when it comes to those rainfall totals, much of the county saw more than 2 inches of rainfall. So we had a little bit more than that in Chula Vista, 4 inches, more than that for a national city, as well as talking about 2.5 inches, a little bit more than that for Escondido. So here's what we just got this morning into this afternoon. You are looking at more than 1 inch of rainfall for a lot of portions of our county, and even more than 2.5 inches. That was for downtown 3, and that was 3.24 for La Mesa. So as I mentioned, we had a lot of record rainfall for today. For downtown, that's 2.70 inches, shattered the previous record on this day back in 1967. Saw that for Vista, Chula Vista, Ramona, El Cajon. Let's keep it going. Alpine and Campo. Most of the county saw a lot of heavy rainfall. Things are starting to calm down in our forecast, but unfortunately it has left behind a big mess. And as we take a look at what's in store for tonight, we still could see some more pockets of rain. We'll look at your complete forecast coming up. Carlo, Marcella.
Thanks, Carlene. Today's heavy rains also wreaked havoc on local roads, from side streets to freeways.
CBS 8's Richard Allen is live along the Interstate 15 in Miramar with the latest. Richard, some of that rain coming down right now?
That's right. The rain is still coming as we speak. Now, this massive deluge of rain we got in such a short period of time led to major flooding on our local freeways and other roads. And while traffic is flowing freely once again, thankfully, earlier in the day in many parts of the county, it was a far different story.
Because you could barely see the car in front of you. It was really bad.
For drivers like Alfonso Fernandez, who had to be out on the roads today, the freeways were at times a terrifying scene filled with flooding, near misses, and accidents.
All these cars, like I said, just one right after the other, and then one semi over here, the other semi right over there. It seemed to me like everything was just happening all at once at the same time.
Many freeways, like this stretch of the I-15 near Ocean View, provided no match for Mother Nature, as the heavy rains quickly flooded the surface, bringing traffic to a standstill for miles, with frustrated drivers getting out of their cars and Caltrans workers waist-deep in muddy water doing their best to unclog the roadway. And along the northbound 805 at Imperial, the freeway looked more like a river, with some vehicles managing to make it through and others flooded out and brought to a complete stop. In North County, rising floodwaters quickly made the 78 freeway impassable in both directions, with CHP shutting down east and westbound lanes from El Camino Real to College Boulevard for most of the day, leading to a massive backup as cars tried to detour onto surface streets.
I want to say to San Diegans right now, and I cannot stress this enough, if you don't need to travel, please don't do so.
Monday night, as Mayor Todd Gloria declared a citywide state of emergency, he also urged all drivers who do have to be on the roadways to obey all traffic signals and warning signs.
But when we shut down a road, we're serious. We do that for your safety and the safety of other San Diegans. Every time one of our first responders has to rescue a vehicle or a driver in one of these situations is a moment of first responders not available to help someone else.
And if you want to take a closer look at the most current road closures by the city of San Diego, we have a link to that. Just go to cbs8.com, click on the help button. Carlo and Marcella?
All right, Richard, thank you. Flood damage is expected to affect trolley service tomorrow morning. MTS says it needs to make repairs, and that will cause delays on all 3 trolley lines. Right now, the blue line is still running its full length between San Isidro and UTC. However, the green line is only running from 12th and Imperial Station to Alvarado and 70th Street. The orange line is operating only between Lemon Grove, Amaya, and La Mesa. A bus shuttle is now running on the orange line to help cover those other stops.
And people living in a Southcrest apartment complex are trying to sort through the damage caused by today's rain as well.
CBS 8's Esmeralda Perez is live in the Southcrest neighborhood tonight. Esmeralda, how are those people doing there tonight?
Well, Carlo, Marcella, the people that live in the bottom level of this apartment complex right behind me have all left the building by now, but it's pretty calm at the moment. Just a couple hours ago, this whole area right behind me was filled with residents and cars, as many people were trying as best as they can to just clean up all the floodwaters from their homes and just load up their cars with their valuables. And they all told me one thing: they have never seen anything like this before. Broken windows, valuables destroyed, and debris flooded the streets as heavy rain moves through San Diego.
Disaster is the best way to put it, but yeah, just everything's everywhere. Everything's out of place, flipped over and wet.
Take a look at this home in Southcrest. The bottom half collapsed into dirt. City crews were cleaning up as best they could.
This is like only in a movie.
This trolley sign in Encanto completely knocked down. Meanwhile, many cars were pushed by floodwaters, some ramming into fences.
Unbelievable. I'm still looking at the positions of the cars. This is like unreal. I've never seen anything like this.
Tonight, residents in the Southcrest neighborhood are cleaning up the damage after heavy downpour hit their homes, knocked down utility boxes, cut off power to hundreds of people in the area.
It happened really fast. I kept getting electrocuted. I kept getting shocked.
Water filled these apartments along Logan Avenue. Abe Stapleton is a resident here. His home flooded. As you can see, the fridge knocked over, debris everywhere, and watermarks on the walls. He was home when floodwaters broke the windows and gushed in.
And it was this high. You know, and I just had enough time to grab my cat, and then I took him out.
Some people weren't home when the heavy rainfall made its way to their home. One resident I spoke with tonight was at work and came to find out his valuables were all damaged.
It's shocked because then you see all my tools, and that's all the money makers right there.
Residents in this apartment complex are now looking to see where they could spend the night.
Yeah, just trying to find somewhere to stay and just take my valuables, what I can salvage, yeah.
Now, as you heard, there are many residents here told me that they will be spending the night with family and friends while they figure out what comes next for them and their living situation. Here live in Southcrest, I'm Esmeralda Perez, CBS 8. Back to you.
Thanks, Esmeralda. And meantime, this is what it looked like in Tijuana today. Emergency crews performed many rescues after vehicles got stuck in floodwaters. There are also reports of landslides and power outages. Shelters have been set up for people who are forced out of their homes. The situation's so bad, the Baja California government canceled classes tomorrow all across the state. And don't forget, you can get the latest forecast and have weather alerts sent straight to your phone. Just download our free CBS 8 app or head to our website, cbs8.com.